technology. So this is a portable one that you see a lot nowadays. It's only 5 watts. This one over here, this radio is 25 years old, and this has 100 watts. This radio here, I just bought it from a friend not long ago, and I modified it. And I modified it so I could work the extra new frequencies,
with a demonstration on ham radio,
which is low frequency, which is the antenna has to be 525 feet long for a quarter wave. Now, when I say a wave, you have to picture a yardstick, okay? Each wave is a different cut off that yardstick. It could be 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, like that. This radio here is a multi-band like this one here, okay? But this does 100 watts. Okay, so drop the watts. Well, what is a band? The band, as I explained, is like a yardstick, okay? Some bands, which are into the microwave area, say like 1.2, okay? Or 2.4 that we've probably heard of and you know of is your routers that's in your home. That's 2.4. Your microwave is 2.4. Matter of fact, your microwave is a transmitter at the same time like this is. Same band, same frequency, and it's just a microwave combined inside the box, keeping all the radio energy inside. Now, I've been a ham since 1969, and I was 12, going to be 13 when I tested, and I got my license in the fall of 1969. And since that time, technology has changed a lot. Now, we didn't have any radios this small back then, okay? Now, this is what we call an HF radio. That's for high frequencies. Now, I'm giving you the basics so you have an idea where I'm leading into shortly. These are VHF and UHF. This is a dual band radio that has UHF, which is an ultra high frequency in it, and it has a very high frequency, a VHF. This is HF. But it also has VHF built in it, okay? So there's different radios for different purposes, just like antennas. Well, if I can talk on this little antenna, and I can talk on that one, why do I need big antennas at my house? Every antenna serves a different purpose. And also, bigger the antenna, the farther the distance, on many different reasons. As I mentioned, this radio here, since I modified it, the shortest antenna is 525 feet I can work with. Luckily, I have a farm, so I have all the yardage out there to work with on this radio here. But to work on this one, this is a 1.5-inch stubby antenna on VHF that I can talk from here to about 15 miles to another station. If I'm on a mountaintop talking to another station, 85 miles on the average. Pretty darn good for 5 watts on VHF.
Lee was up on Mount Washington, I believe it was.
Yep.
Talked to me in Lewiston on that.
Yep. And I was in Bangor talking from the water tank up there, the historic water tank that's shaped like a wedding cake. I was on top of that tank talking to the repeater site over here in Buckfield to Bob on this radio.
Just to mention.
With the antenna.
Yeah, just to mention that, here, hold the camera, it's recording. Just to mention, the ham radio itself has not changed a bit since day one. Technology has improved greatly. But in the early days, we had the ARRL, which is the Amateur Radio Relay League. And ham radio relied on, you okay?
Oh, I gotta get those.
No. Relied on relay to get the signal across, maybe from one place to the other, so on and so on. Today, sometimes we still have to do that, but on the most part, technology has improved so greatly that we don't know.
The way that we relay nowadays is using repeaters. And a repeater is another radio. It could be small as this, connected up to another radio. It has to have 2, one for receive, one for transmit. And so it'd be 2 of those connected up into what we call a controller. and that controller repeats everything that I'm talking on the radio, and I'm talking to that repeater, and that repeater's repeating me what I'm saying out to somebody out there I'm talking to. It could be anywhere. So the repeaters improve the range.
Greatly.
Like around Lewiston here, our repeater right now is over on Applesauce Hill, over in Lewiston side. And so if I'm using this radio right now, I'll be talking to that repeater, which is only what, maybe 2 miles from here, 3 miles from here on Applesauce Hill. But then that repeater is relaying a message about 30 miles away that people can hear me or I can talk to somebody. This is your typical Wi-Fi. We as hams are the only ones that can do this, but we can take commercial equipment and we can
Okay, the
convert
battery's
it
getting
to
weak, so
ham usage,
we're gonna call
and we
this
can